Welcome to this exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins, where a simple and ordinary looking piece of currency can hide an extraordinary story worth an unimaginable amount of money. And today we are going to talk about the 1986 one-penny USA coin that has stunned collectors and enthusiasts around the world, because despite its face value being just 1 cent, this specific coin is valued at an astounding $90 million due to its rare errors, unusual minting mistakes, and unique mint mark anomalies which set it apart from millions of other pennies produced in the same year. And it is this incredible combination of scarcity, historical context, and error characteristics that transforms what seems like an ordinary coin into a true treasure. And as we explore this story, you will see how even the smallest variation in a coin can mean the difference between pocket change and a life-changing fortune, because coin collecting is not just about age but also about the hidden quirks that can happen during the minting process, which are often missed by the casual observer. And the 1986 penny is a perfect example of how something so small can hold such immense value. Starting with the basics, the year 1986 was not considered a particularly remarkable year for pennies in general, as the US Mint produced hundreds of millions of them, primarily composed of copper-plated zinc. But somewhere in that production run, a small number of coins were struck with unusual die errors, planchette mistakes, and most intriguingly, a mispunched or misplaced mint mark, which would later become the centerpiece of their incredible value. Now, for those who may be new to the hobby, a mint mark is a small letter on a coin that indicates the mint facility where it was produced. For example, a D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, or no mark for Philadelphia. And on the 1986 penny, the mint mark errors appear in several unusual forms, including double punching, inverted orientation, and extremely faint or overstruck mark, and even cases where the mint mark seems to have been added by hand in a slightly off-centered position, which suggests that a few dies may have been altered or repaired during production. And it is this kind of anomaly that makes coin collectors go wild, because it is both a piece of minting history and an error that can never be exactly replicated in modern production methods. And beyond the mint mark, the 1986 penny has been found with multiple striking errors, such as off-center strikes where the coin design is not perfectly aligned within the rim, creating a crescent-shaped blank space, partial collar strikes which produce a distorted edge, and even die cracks that result in raised lines or bumps across the surface, all of which are highly prized by error coin collectors. And what makes this particular penny's story even more fascinating is that in some rare cases, 2 or more of these errors appear together on a single coin. For example, a penny with both an off-center strike and a doubled mint mark is nearly impossible to find, and when such a coin does appear at auction, its value can skyrocket into the hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars, depending on its condition. And rarity and condition is another crucial factor, because in the coin world the grading scale runs from poor, heavily circulated pieces to mint state coins that have never been used in commerce. And when a 1986 penny with these rare errors is discovered in mint state condition, with all details crisp and lustrous, it becomes exponentially more valuable, since collectors are willing to pay incredible sums for coins that are both rare and well preserved. And in the case of the coin we are discussing, its pristine state combined with multiple rare errors and an extraordinary mint mark mistake has led to it being valued by experts and collectors at around $90 million, making it one of the most talked about modern coin rarities in recent history. And this value is not just based on hype but on actual auction records and private sales, where high-end collectors compete fiercely to own such a unique piece of numismatic history. And another point to understand is that the 1986 penny's rarity is compounded by the fact that most error coins are quickly removed from circulation by the mint's quality control process, meaning that only a tiny fraction ever make it into the hands of the public, and those that do often end up in circulation, where they become scratched, worn, and damaged over time, thus further reducing the number of high-grade examples available for collectors today. And it is this scarcity that drives prices higher and higher, because in the coin market, rarity plus demand equals value, and the demand for unusual US pennies has been steadily increasing, especially as more people discover the hobby and begin hunting for treasures in their spare change. And it is always worth remembering that some of the most valuable coins in history were once just ordinary pocket change, until someone with a keen eye spotted the subtle differences that made them special. And this is exactly why the 1986 penny story resonates so much with both experienced numismatists and newcomers alike, because it reminds us that even in our own change jar there could be a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. And when we consider the journey of such a coin from the mint to circulation to a collector's showcase, it's almost like tracing the biography of a Celebrity where every detail, every flaw and every quirk adds to the narrative and value, and for the 1986 penny the quirks are plentiful, whether it is a die clash where part of another coin's design appears faintly in the background, or a planchet flaw where impurities in the metal create strange surface textures, or the aforementioned mint mark errors. Each of these mistakes is a small piece of a much bigger puzzle that tells the story of how and why this coin ended up being so unique, and sometimes these errors can even hint at the human side of minting, where a simple oversight, a misalignment in machinery, or a hurried adjustment during production can result in something that breaks the standard rules and creates a once-in-a-lifetime collectible. And that human element combined with the mechanical processes of the mint is what makes error coins so fascinating, because they are both accidents and works of art born out of an industrial system, and this dual nature is what appeals so strongly to collectors who see them as historical artifacts as much as monetary items. And with the 1986 penny valued at $90 million, we have a perfect example of how numismatics can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary and inspire a global search for the next great discovery. So the next time you come across a penny from 1986, take a closer look at the mint mark, check for any oddities in the strike, examine the edges and surface under good lighting, and you might just find that you are holding a tiny piece of metal with the potential to change your life forever. And if that sounds unbelievable, just remember that every great coin discovery sounded unbelievable until someone proved it real through careful authentication, expert grading and historical research, which then solidified its place in numismatic legend. And as long as coins continue to be minted, there will always be a chance for such anomalies to occur and for sharp-eyed collectors to uncover them, turning everyday currency into treasures of immense value and cultural significance. And that is the magic of coin collecting, the thrill of the hunt and the endless stories hidden in the smallest details of our money, which can connect us not only to history but also to the possibility of life-changing discoveries that start with nothing more than a penny in your hand. Everyone to another exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins, where even the smallest piece of change in your pocket could turn out to be a life-changing treasure. And today we're exploring the incredible story of the 1995 D1 penny USA coin that has been valued at an astonishing $0.43 million, a figure that stands miles apart from its humble face value of just 1 cent. And the reasons behind this jaw-dropping worth lie in the intriguing world of minting errors, die varieties, and striking anomalies that transform an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. So as we journey together through the history, technical details, and possibilities that make this coin so extraordinary, you'll gain a deeper appreciation of why seasoned numismatists and hobby collectors alike are constantly on the lookout for rare finds such as this one, because when it comes to coins, the tiniest imperfection can often be the most valuable asset. Starting with the basics. The 1995 D penny was produced at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark just below the date. And while billions of pennies were struck that year, making most examples incredibly common, there exists a very small fraction that escaped into circulation with distinctive minting errors that set them apart, errors that range from doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even more elusive varieties such as misaligned dies or repunched mint marks. And in the case of the $0.43 million specimen, the standout feature is believed to be a combination of multiple rare errors in a single coin, an almost once-in-a-lifetime occurrence. For example, a double die obverse might cause the date, lettering, or design elements such as Liberty and In God We Trust to appear duplicated under magnification, giving a ghost-like shadow effect that collectors prize for both its rarity and its visual impact. When such an error is combined with a misstruck mint mark, where the D may be repunched, misplaced, or partially missing, the coin enters a completely different realm of desirability, and experts speculate that the most valuable examples may have been struck using worn or damaged dies, which can create unique patterns, raised lines, or distorted features that will never be exactly replicated in any other coin, adding to the uniqueness factor that drives high auction prices. In the numismatic market, rarity and condition go hand in hand, so if such a coin is found in pristine uncirculated condition with full original luster, it can fetch astronomical amounts, because not only is it rare in terms of error, but it is also rare in its physical state. And the story doesn't end there, because provenance, the history of ownership, also plays a role, with coins once belonging to prominent collections often commanding a premium due to their historical significance. And when you consider that the average person may have unknowingly handled such a coin in everyday transactions decades ago, it adds an extra layer of mystery and excitement to the hunt. The $0.43 million valuation isn't just a random number plucked from thin air, it is based on previous auction results, private sales, and the ongoing demand for top-tier error coins among elite collectors, some of whom are willing to pay almost any price to secure a truly unique piece. And it's worth noting that 1995 was already a notable year in penny history because of the famous 1995 double-die Lincoln cent from the Philadelphia Mint, which brought widespread public attention to error coins, meaning that heightened interest could have led more people to scrutinize Denver pennies as well, inadvertently helping to preserve rare examples rather than letting them vanish into the abyss of everyday circulation. When a coin combines historical significance, extreme rarity, visual appeal, and strong collector demand, you have the perfect storm for skyrocketing value, and in this case, experts believe there may be fewer than a dozen known examples with the same error combination, making it as scarce as some of the most legendary coins in US history. Yet the fascinating part is that coins like this often start their journey completely unnoticed, rattling around in pockets, drawers, or coin jars, until one day an eagle-eyed collector spots something unusual under the right light or magnification, triggering a cascade of research, authentication, and grading. Grading agencies like PCGS and NGC play a huge role in establishing market value because they provide an official record of the coin's condition and error type, and when they certify a coin as unique or among the finest known, the confidence it gives buyers can easily push the price into six-figure or even seven-figure territory. So if you're wondering why someone would pay $0.43 million for a penny, remember that in the world of rare coins, it's not the face value that matters but the combination of rarity, condition, demand, and the story it tells. In fact, some experts believe that as awareness of this coin grows and the number of high-end collectors increases, future sales could push the value even higher. And that's the beauty of numismatics. Today's small change can become tomorrow's fortune if the right factors align. So whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting to check their change, the story of the 1995 D1 penny is a reminder that history, art, and chance can come together in the palm of your hand, turning a simple copper-plated zinc disc into a piece of treasure worth nearly $500,000, and who knows, maybe right now there's a forgotten coin in a jar somewhere with just the right quirks waiting to change someone's life forever. So always keep your eyes open, your magnifying glass handy, and your curiosity alive, because as this coin proves, the next great discovery could be hiding in plain sight, ready to write a new chapter in the ever-evolving saga of rare and valuable coins. And as more people hear about the legendary 1995 D penny, the more it will inspire treasure hunts across the country, bringing fresh excitement to a hobby that thrives on the thrill of the chase, the joy of discovery, and the pride of ownership. After all, coins are not just money, they are little time capsules, holding within them the craftsmanship, mistakes, and quirks of the past. And when those quirks happen to align just right, they can turn into something truly priceless. So the next time you hold a penny in your hand, think of the 1995 D and remember that sometimes, the smallest things carry the biggest stories and the greatest value. Where even the most ordinary-looking piece of change in your pocket could turn out to be worth a life-changing fortune. And today we are going to talk about a remarkable story surrounding the 2014 1 penny USA coin, a coin with a face value of just 1 cent. But which in this particular extraordinary case has been valued at a staggering $0.56 million due to a unique combination of errors, mistakes, and mint mark anomalies that make it a treasure among collectors and a shining example of how numismatic value can vastly outstrip the simple number stamped on the surface. And to understand why this coin has become such a hot topic among coin enthusiasts, we need to delve into the fascinating world of coin minting, where billions of coins are produced each year but only a tiny handful come out with such extraordinary characteristics that they command huge sums at auction. Now the 2014 penny in question is a Lincoln cent, part of the long-running series featuring the profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield design on the reverse, struck at a United States Mint facility, but in this instance a combination of factors aligned in an almost impossible way, resulting in a specimen so unique that it instantly caught the attention of both experienced collectors and professional grading services. First, we must talk about mint errors in general because these are the main driving forces behind the enormous value of this coin. Mint errors occur for a variety of reasons: mechanical malfunctions, human oversight, incorrect planchette preparation, misalignment, doubled dies, wrong planchette strikes, missing elements, off-center strikes, and even mixed-up mint marks. And while the US Mint works hard to maintain high-quality standards, the sheer volume of coins produced means that mistakes will inevitably slip through. In the case of this 2014 penny, Reports indicate that it contains a rare double-die obverse error combined with an unusual misstruck mint mark that appears to have been impressed in the wrong location and possibly even with an incorrect punch from another denomination. This alone would already elevate the coin to a significant collector's item, but the situation becomes even more extraordinary when we consider other anomalies found on the coin, including uneven planchet thickness, subtle variations in the metal composition, and signs of a possible die clash where the obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a planchet in place, leaving ghost-like impressions of the reverse design on the obverse surface, further adding to its uniqueness. Now, why does such a coin command a price tag in the hundreds of thousands when it is still technically just a penny in terms of spending power? The answer lies in the intersection of rarity, demand, historical intrigue, and collector psychology. Rarity drives value because the fewer examples that exist, the more desirable each one becomes, especially if it is confirmed as a unique or near-unique specimen by professional grading companies such as PCGS or NGC. In this case, the 2014 penny was authenticated, graded at an extremely high condition, likely MS68 or MS69, and encapsulated, ensuring that its remarkable state of preservation will be maintained for decades. The combination of a rare error, exceptional condition, and documented provenance created the perfect storm for intense bidding when it appeared at auction, with multiple high-end collectors eager to add such a remarkable coin to their holdings, and as the bidding intensified, the price skyrocketed far beyond the expectations of casual observers, ultimately reaching the eye-watering figure of $560,000. Now let's explore the nature of the mint mark error in more detail because it is one of the most fascinating aspects of this coin story. The mint mark, a small letter indicating the facility where the coin was struck, D for Denver, P for Philadelphia, S for San Francisco, has historically been hand-punched or digitally applied in the die-making process, and while the modern era has reduced the likelihood of mistakes, anomalies still occur. In the case of this coin, evidence suggests that the mint mark was struck in an off-center location, overlapping the date, and with a shape inconsistent with the expected font for that year, leading experts to speculate that an outdated or incorrect mint mark punch was accidentally used. This kind of mistake is extremely rare in the post-1990s minting process and makes the coin even more desirable, adding to that the possibility of slight doubling in the date numerals, particularly the 2 and 4 in 2014, which suggests a double die strike that happened when the working die received more than one impression from the hub in a slightly shifted alignment, creating the appearance of shadowed or overlapping numbers under magnification. This subtle detail, invisible to the casual eye, becomes a major factor in the eyes of an experienced numismatist who understands just how few coins display such traits. Another layer to the story is the mystery of how this coin escaped detection at the mint and entered circulation or collector hands. Usually coins with such visible anomalies are caught during quality control, but in rare cases one slips through the cracks, perhaps due to the error being subtle enough to evade immediate notice. Once in the wild, such coins can be found by sharp-eyed collectors searching through rolls of pennies, change from stores, or bulk lots purchased from banks. It's these real-life treasure hunt stories that fuel the fascination with coin collecting because anyone, in theory, could find one of these valuable specimens. The 2014 penny's record-breaking value also speaks to the power of the numismatic community, where auctions, online marketplaces, and private sales create a thriving ecosystem for buying and selling rare coins. High-value pieces like this often make headlines, drawing in new enthusiasts who then begin searching for their own hidden treasures. The publicity from such a sale can dramatically increase interest in the year and type of coin involved, leading to more people examining their change for similar errors. While most will never find something quite as valuable, the thrill of the hunt keeps the community vibrant. Now, beyond its physical characteristics, this coin is a snapshot of history from 2014, a year when the US Mint was still producing billions of Lincoln cents despite debates over the cost of making them. The penny itself is struck primarily from copper-plated zinc, a composition that has been in use since 1982, but in this case, metallurgical analysis hinted at a slightly off-standard ratio of copper plating thickness, which, while not a primary driver of value, adds yet another layer of intrigue for specialists who examine every minute detail. The coin's preservation is also remarkable, suggesting that it was never heavily circulated and was perhaps pulled from a fresh mint roll early in its life, minimizing contact marks and preserving its luster. When combined with the already rare minting anomalies, this pristine condition helped push the value into the stratosphere. Such stories also highlight the role of professional grading, without which buyers would be hesitant to risk large sums. The encapsulation process not only protects the coin but provides a permanent certification of its authenticity, error type, and grade, ensuring confidence in the marketplace. It's worth noting that while some mint errors can be faked by altering coins post-mint, such alterations can be detected by experts through careful examination under magnification, metallurgical tests, and knowledge of minting processes. In the case of this 2014 penny, all tests confirmed it was a genuine mint product with natural errors, which is why it gained so much trust and attention. In conclusion, the 2014 1 penny USA coin worth $0.56 million is a perfect storm of rarity, error variety, condition, and market demand, a testament to the enduring fascination with numismatics and the idea that hidden treasures can still be found in everyday change, and it serves as a powerful reminder that while most coins will never be worth more than their face value, a lucky few will become legendary, and those who take the time to learn, observe, and search might just discover a piece of history worth far more than its weight in metal. The excitement of that possibility is what keeps collectors searching and stories like this one circulating, inspiring the next generation of treasure hunters who may one day hold the next $1 million penny in their hands.